Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Welcome back to High Heels Happy Hour.
I'm Ingrid.
I'm Christina. And first and foremost, can we just say thank you to all of you that have hit the subscribe or follow button
Oh,
to
yes.
bump our numbers. So we have been selected to be monetized, which is very exciting. We just need to bump our numbers a little bit. So if you could please, if you haven't followed and hit or subscribed to this
Shame on you.
channel,
I'm just kidding.
yeah, and this is not for YouTube. This is only for the audio version.
Yes, what's particularly Spotify, and we're at.
Well, I think they all count, don't they?
Yes and no, but this one is a particular.
Oh, okay.
It'll allow us to monetize it there, and I think it'll travel
Okay.
through all the.
So yeah, share. If you haven't followed, please subscribe and follow, and
Mhm.
then please share with a friend, because sharing is caring.
Yes.
And if you know of a friend, most of our audience is female, but someone that loves lifestyle, fun hacks, self improvement, anything that makes us do life a little easier.
Mm-hmm. And if you're male, you can listen to it and give your wife some info. That's
Yes.
brownie points.
And I will say a lot of our information is kind of
Unisex.
Yes, unisex. Although some incoming episodes where we're talking about hormones and stuff a little bit further down the line.
It might be.
But you might be very good to know, so you know what's going to happen in your house or what's happening.
Be prepared.
In your house. Yes. Anyway, let's start with the check-in. How was your week?
Week was great. So this week was Memorial Day. So Memorial Day, it's one of those days that a lot of people say Happy Memorial Day.
That's right. Yeah.
And it's not Happy Memorial Day. And there's a lot of people that
because it's remembering people that sacrificed.
Yes, that paid
lives.
The ultimate sacrifice.
Yeah.
So we did a ceremony on the island.
Yeah.
And that always gets me. It's just
And
it's not that we don't think of them throughout the year, but they play the taps, which I was telling you about.
Yeah.
And which is a 12-gun salute. It's really loud, and it's that music alone kind of tugs at your heart all the time, no matter what.
I can understand that.
So,
well, you did a good interview in Fox News regarding the VA
and the
system
healthcare,
and healthcare, and that was good.
And we'll post it on the show notes because it's
yes,
a lot of people don't know what happens.
No, I mean I wouldn't know if I didn't know you.
Yeah, basically. So other than that, no, I can say I'm doing okay. Doing good. Just busy.
Yeah.
Graduation coming up for Isabella.
That's right. 8th grade graduation. That's right. That's right. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
I was gonna say 9th grade, last day of school is not a big deal. It's like, and I asked Bella, like, would you like to go out for dinner? She's like, no. With you guys? No. Like, oh. She's like, it's no big deal. It's just last day of school. I'm going back next year. Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
okay,
wow.
then never mind.
Well then. How was your week besides getting shut down?
Besides that, except for being not wanting to be, or my kids wanting to be with me. No, we have spent a lot of time together. Actually, it's been good. It's been it was fast week. Nothing stood out. Like I've just felt like I was coming down with something, but I didn't. And I will say big shout out to, maybe I should have had that as my hack. Maybe I'll do it as my hack next episode. But I took Scandi Labs from my friend Alexandra.
Like that.
Yeah. So when I feel something's coming on, I take some extra. And then Bella she was home from school, which never happens. So she was home for a day, and but we took that and got over it. So yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So what's your hack?
I was like, what's yours? Oh. So my hack is, as we're getting close to the summer, we all have, a lot of us have girls, maybe haven't cleaned it as great, prepare for the summer.
Yeah.
Get half a bulb of an onion and heat up the grill. So turn on the grill so it's hot, and then rub the onion on it, and it lifts all that gunk off so you can clean it and get ready to use. And it
Don't you
also
get a
adds
little
flavor.
extra? Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say that's a good idea because I know that keeping like a cut onion in your fridge, you should not do that for too long because it absorbs bacteria.
Oh, so
So
you shouldn't, you should.
should not, unless I mean, if you're planning to eat it, you should not leave a cut onion.
Huh.
Say you use half and then you leave it, even if you wrap it in plastic or put it in a container. I guess if you put it in a glass container that's completely shut, then maybe not. But if you leave it just in plastic wrap, or I use those
Oh, gotcha.
beeswax,
It absorbs
it can
bacteria, so
absorb
it's
bacteria
not
from the
good.
fridge, so you should not eat it later. Yeah,
Huh.
just saying. Oh, I will say one thing. It was a Swedish Mother's Day this last
Oh, happy
weekend.
Swedish Mother's
Thank you. So
Day.
we don't usually make a big deal out of it because we, celebrate. Even though I think I should probably get
A double.
celebrated for every nationality's Mother's Day, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that? But I did get an orchid from my family, so I thought that was very
Oh.
nice. So
You didn't tell
I
me.
got roses on American Mother's Day, so I've really hit the jackpot in the flower department.
In the month of May. It's the same month,
In
too.
the month of May, yes.
Huh.
Anyway, so my hack has to do with summer because we have a little vacation theme going on over these last week and this next couple coming weeks as well. How to vacation on a budget, but also how to kind of vacation proof certain things in your life. Last week was about packing, and one thing I heard on another podcast was because the beginning of the summer we think, oh my god, it's so long, and the kids say, oh, I want to do this summer and I want to do that, and you have all these plans and you go, yeah, we'll get to that. We have all the time in the world, and then boom, summer's over. So doing a summer bucket list. So kind of now when the kids end school, they each get to pick one thing they really want to do this summer. And of course you as parents, as grown-ups, get to pick one thing too. And then I mean, unless it's outrageous and you can't afford it, but
Yeah.
if it's within reasons, and then you kind of stick to the bucket list, and then whatever you do outside of that is fine. But say that one want to go to a theme park, but one maybe want to have a pool party, and maybe you as a mother just want the day off.
Ding, 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 ding.
But no, it's I think that was a great idea because I know I've been guilty of that. And then last night before school starts, it's been like, you guys said we were gonna do this and that, and we never did. Oh,
That happened to us
oops.
last year. We got, fortunately, Busch Gardens and SeaWorld gives veterans free tickets, 4 free tickets. And you pay for any extra ones half price.
Okay, that's
So
nice.
we bought them last year.
Yeah.
And we never went.
Oh.
And the children this year were like, hey, are we gonna actually go this year with our tickets?
Yeah.
So,
no, we're just buying them.
So I got the tickets.
And
we're gonna go. We just have to.
So now with the bucket list, now you need to plan it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
So
we'll do that.
Okay. Well, that's my hack.
I like it.
So Ingrid, what are we talking about vacation wise today? Oh no, there's no time for that.
So vacationing on a budget, or how to save money.
Oh, that's because that can get a little pricey. Or real pricey, real fast.
And you go ahead.
Well, I would say air travel has not gone down. Let's just put it that way.
No, at all.
It's pretty freaking expensive right now.
Yes. And so some airlines do give deals,
yeah.
but their windows are so small. So your planning either has to be, you don't do anything else.
Super flexible.
Like if any, like you just have to be able to be like, hey, I'm taking off this week because this is the only time that it cost effective to go. But you travel.
So yes, we travel to Europe every summer for a month, but we have no flexibility and can really never take any advantage of any deals because we need to go to our schedule is super set on when we need to leave and when we need to come home. And we're only going to go to certain places. So, not a lot of deals.
You never know if you
No,
pop something up, but usually I know that you have certain places you go to and certain parties you go to that she's not missing the parties.
Well, yeah, but they're all in the same place. But air travel, we've never had a deal in the summer, ever.
Did you hear that? So you gotta maybe help Christina find some deals. So I'm gonna go over a few things that I got for on traveling on a budget or just saving money. I know myself, I did this going to New York for Christmas. Usually everybody told me, "Are you crazy?"
Yeah, most expensive time. Yeah.
And I not only found great deals, I had it paid before I went.
Yeah.
That's I was
pretty cool.
really, really happy.
Yeah.
It made my vacation so nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
there's no fun going on vacation. All of a sudden, things cost so much and that stresses you out, or you have to say no to things when you have little kids standing there going, "But mommy."
Yes, and we even had a budget for spending, which it wasn't unlimited. It was like, hey, this is what we have, and you choose what you want to do with it.
Yeah.
Once it's done, it's done. So one of the things that I was looking up, I know ChatGPT was very helpful, was doing a search incognito. And
you're talking of internet searches now.
Internet searches. So sometimes when you do a search, the next time you go on, it has all these deals on flying and you get bombarded.
And Facebook also starts giving the ads on it.
So they say that if you do it incognito, there's no bias in pricing.
Which I had never heard about. You could do that
on your phone.
Yeah.
So I will post how to do it on an Android and on an Apple phone on the show notes.
Okay.
Because it's not
I had no idea.
I do it automatically, and I didn't realize it was like steps. But Apple has steps to do it. You can do it on your laptop and on your phone. So I'll post both.
Okay.
And sometimes if you use a website like Hopper, it actually tells you when you can fly that it's a better rate. So it'll tell you, hey, if you are willing to travel in August around for the same place, you get a better deal.
Do you have to be incognito for it to do that?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, on Hopper, it keeps your search.
Okay.
So, but you can
I've
go
never
either
used
or.
Hopper. I've used travel, booking.com, cheap tickets.
You can use that, but Hopper it almost shows it in color coordinating, like green. I think it's green, orange, and red.
Oh, is that pretty new, Hopper?
No, I mean I've used it probably the last 3-4 years.
Oh, okay. Never used it.
Okay. But if you've never used it, you probably have never really had a little bunny on it.
Huh. No, I've used, as I said, cheap tickets a lot. Booking.com, Travelocity, Expedia.
Yep. That's on my list too.
Okay.
Yeah. Book in advance, usually for domestic, is going to be 1 to 3 months. You can kind of get, if you book ahead, obviously you get the best deal. And sometimes, if depending on what site you book on, you can pay a little bit of an upcharge. So if the price goes down on the flight, they'll honor it, which is really nice. If you have that option. So for a small price or a small fee, they'll adjust the price accordingly for a cheaper rate. So they won't change it if it's more, which is good.
That's good. That would suck.
Yes. And then if you fly international, they say 2 to 8 months.
Yeah.
You get the best price.
No? Yeah.
But what's around how much you pay per person? Because I know you have a family of 4. So
well,
roughly.
I mean, where we're going, there's not a lot of, it all depends on how many airlines are flying to that place. Because if you're going somewhere like London, I mean, there's a lot of options.
Yeah.
Stockholm, not as much.
Okay.
And you always have to go via, there's no direct from Florida.
Okay.
So we're paying for 3 people over $7,000 because Michael's flying by himself. So yeah, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, that's so high.
And that's not economy plus or anything.
No, that's just flight
Yep.
since. Oh. Have you ever tried booking earlier, or it's just
Yeah, I mean, we haven't always paid that much, but yeah, we booked early, booked late. And sometimes, I mean, some years you've gotten away with cheaper. This year, there were no options.
yeah? And now, when you go in the summer here, what's the weather there?
Summer.
Oh,
It's in
summer.
the same. It's only Australia, and that's part of the world that's winter.
Oh,
Got to be down there. We're
okay.
still in the same hemisphere.
Okay. Okay. All right. And this is really tricky because you have flights or airlines that have a really great price on an airline, but they will charge you for wearing shoes.
Spirit, hello.
Oh my God.
Yes,
So
it looks really good on the search engine,
yes,
and then you pay for
the bag.
carry on, the bag,
Oh, the zipper.
zipper. Yeah. Oh, you're gonna wear clothes? That's an
Ah,
upcharge.
but they charge not only by weight, and I think I learned with you that they weigh your carry-on where they never used to.
Some do, but not. Yeah, yes. Some airlines do.
Well, it makes sense because
Yep.
now when they started charging for bags, everybody started packing like to the max their
Yeah.
carry-ons, but then they didn't realize that that adds so much weight to
Yep.
the plane.
Yep.
So it's actually a hazard.
I think there should be like a person limit. So you and your bag, there's a max. So if you don't weigh, I mean, it should be because then you
But
could. That's safety. Then you know exactly this is as much the plane can weigh.
this was not on my note.
I think this like, well,
Well,
okay, you can carry a little more carry on because you're smaller. So then the kids can have bigger bags. And us grown-ups need to. Because, yeah, otherwise those carry-ons will add up. Just saying. Maybe that's not a good idea.
I mean, well, you never. Well, so when you book your flight, let's just it is funny, but when you book your flight, you're not booking how much you weigh.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're taking into account that someone weighs 150, let's just
Yeah.
say,
Yeah.
and if they don't, then they're heavier. So the weight of the plane, how do you figure that out?
I don't know. I think there should be like you and your carry-on cannot exceed.
That would
And then you have to pay
Oh
more.
my gosh, that would be such.
Hey, that might be the best health tip that this country, because we have an obesity
No,
problem.
nobody would like that. Would
That
cause
would be,
such.
I
Oh
mean,
my
can you talk
gosh.
about people would that would really get people to
Gosh. Let's not vote for Christina for that one.
I'm just saying maybe that's what the world needs.
Oh my, that would cause such an
Yes.
uproar.
Yes, it would. It would, but
Even her eyes look like they're
yeah.
just yes.
No, I just think it's
No,
an
I mean, I think you have
it's an interesting concept that because they can be so nitpicky about my belongings or oh you
I can
cannot
just
you
see
cannot
you.
bring that, it weighs 1 pound too much, now you gotta pay. Well, oh, okay, all right.
I could just see Christina. Well, that person could probably lose a pound, so why don't we deduct that
Can we
pound?
just add my extra pound to no. Hey, it's an interesting concept.
Okay. So
Back on track.
yes, back on track. So vacationing on a budget, you could avoid traveling on peak times. So me going on Christmas is probably not the greatest idea. However, I planned ahead, so it wasn't so bad. Somebody going last minute is going to pay a lot more.
Well, there's peak dates and there's also peak times during the day.
Yes.
If you're flying internationally, you don't have as many options because especially if you need to catch another flight, you need to leave at a certain time.
So with flying, you can, if you're right. So if you're
But if you're flying
domestic,
domestic, you could maybe take the plane that no one wants to take,
which is the red eye,
the red eye,
or early in the morning.
Yeah.
So that's also a great point.
Yeah.
Let's see. Got me lost track. Okay, so if traveling during peak times, pack light. Okay. Again, search nearby airports. Sometimes just driving a little bit. We have quite a few airports. I know you mentioned Stockholm doesn't have a whole lot of options, but even like going up
no
north.
options there.
I can fly into New Hampshire, to
Yeah.
Boston, to Rhode
And
Island.
areas like New York has a lot
Yes.
of different airports. DC has a lot of. You can
Mhm.
even fly to Baltimore. I'm sure California is similar.
So
So
you can
yeah,
just kind of shop
yeah,
around if you're able to.
yeah.
If not, then just be prepared to wait longer in
Mhm,
all aspects of travel. Taxis, buses, just know and be prepared.
mhm.
Maybe get a book. So especially traveling with kids, make sure you have
Yeah,
snacks,
yeah.
um,
Entertainment.
entertainment. Which when you're traveling, I think you have quite a bit of entertainment just watching.
Yeah, and also these days everyone has a device. It
Yes,
was when we were little. Got a had a coloring book. And,
I still carry
uh,
a coloring book.
yeah, no, it's fun.
I love
Yeah.
coloring. And then let's see. So travel midweek so that you can avoid
Mhm,
crowds. Usually the
mhm.
weekend is probably when
Yeah,
people travel.
yeah.
And make reservations for dinner. So if you have a specific restaurant, make reservations ahead of time. So that way you're
Yeah, and
not.
even if you don't, it's good to do research ahead of time and book because nothing is more frustrating than coming to a destination and then you can't get a table anywhere.
Mm-mm.
And you just go from place to place to place and you end up at
And
McDonald's.
you get hangry.
You get very hangry. But
Yeah.
so no, it's a good idea to at least have maybe dinner. Lunch can be more flexible, maybe, but dinner reservations done ahead of time. That's a good
Mhm.
idea.
And also with that, park or museums, like museums,
Mm,
parks.
mm.
I know in New York we had a bunch of parks or like ice cream
Yeah.
shops, all that ahead
And
of
often
time.
too, when you order tickets online instead of buying it at the door, it's cheaper.
Yes.
I noticed that when we went skiing, we would have saved over
Um,
40% had we ordered the ski passes ahead of time.
oh,
Yeah, we didn't know that.
yes. Yes. And or there's a sites you can buy like Groupon. You can
Mm,
buy tickets.
yeah,
Sometimes they have a deal. And again, if you're planning ahead, you can buy a ticket, a whole family ticket, and save a whole lot of money.
yeah.
Or buy BOGOs or whatnot. And then use your travel rewards if possible,
Mm,
as much as you can.
mm,
So
yeah,
use them and then pay with the same card if you need to, so you can rack up more points.
yeah.
So even if you have the money, put it on the
No,
card and then
it's
pay
a
it.
good idea.
And then book a vacation or a getaway with the family that you like, and you can stand for a couple days.
Oh, you mean another family? I
Another
was gonna say
family
my own that I can stand and like. Yeah. Oh,
or
yeah.
friends that you can travel
Yeah.
with.
Yeah.
That's always kind of fun. And even though it's a great thing to be served when you're traveling or vacationing on a budget, um, eating local at like a not a like a chain restaurant, like a local mom and pop,
Mhm.
or buying groceries.
Mhm.
So if you have a hotel stay,
Or an
maybe
Airbnb,
Airbnb,
then
yes.
it's you save a lot of money, especially if you can do at least one meal, like breakfast or
Hmm.
lunch, not in a restaurant. Because if you go stay in a hotel and you're gonna do breakfast, lunch, and dinners
It's
in
gonna.
restaurant, that it gets pricey.
And usually you can't save the food. You can't save anything, so you're just eat whatever you
Yeah.
can, and then.
Well, one trick that we've done when
Ooh.
traveling is if we go somewhere and they have, like, if you go to Sweden, they have breakfast buffets and are just phenomenal, and they're usually included in the hotel. So you eat breakfast right before it closes, and then you don't have to eat lunch because you eat so much.
So
It's
you eat in between.
phenomenal.
So
What?
you eat like a
Well, they end
brunch.
at no. Well, they end at 10 or something.
Oh, okay.
But that way, because I know that the breakfast is so good, it's included in the hotel,
Okay.
and then you're like, well, then we can just skip lunch.
So okay, so what I do is if well, obviously it's included. Some of them are here included. I will eat breakfast and we'll grab a couple extra fruits
Hmm.
and stuff and
Yeah, you
take
could do
that.
that. You could do that.
I don't know if that's stealing. Is that stealing?
No, I don't think so.
Oh,
Because buffet, you always pay a little extra.
yeah.
But in Europe, it's amazing. Not all over Europe, but at least Northern Europe, breakfast is like it's a thing. You go to hotels to have breakfast because they're so good, but
Oh.
they always are included. Here in the US, it's like
Hit or
the
miss.
not so good hotels.
Yes.
The breakfast is included, and usually not that good.
No.
But the fancier hotels, you got to pay a lot. But no, that's so. Even though we don't stay in a hotel a lot when we go to Sweden, because we stay in with friends and family, the kids always want to go
To
stay
breakfast.
somewhere. Like, oh, we got to do hotel breakfast.
Huh.
Yeah.
I have to do that. Okay. Okay. So again, you guys are going on vacation. Not to be stressed, especially with food. The kids are hungry. It's miserable. Or even your husband. Or even if you're hungry.
Yeah.
It's not. Then ask around for group rates and discounts. I know when I stay at a hotel, Christina
She's
loves to stay.
expert at that. Yes. I just put her like, you go ask.
And it's very simple.
Yes, it is. Because, I mean, if you don't ask, the answer is always no.
Sometimes, I'll get the hotel, get to the hotel place and, oh, your room is 2 queen beds. Oh, really? I swore I had the suite. Just double check. And they'll say, oh, yeah, you had the suite.
The presidential suite.
So it doesn't hurt to ask.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I totally agree with you.
I've had a couple of times they're like, no, ma'am. I'm like, no, you sure?
Yeah.
And then, I'll get a couple extra breakfasts.
Yeah.
Vouchers.
Yeah, you've gotten that several times.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Oh, and then so this is a little hack. So have a few places that you love to go to, like non-negotiable. This is where you want to go, and that's why you went there on vacation. So book those first.
It's like the bucket list for vacation.
Yes.
The
like
vacation
this
spots.
Is you must do. This is why you went.
Yeah.
And then you plan everything else around it.
But yeah, that's a good idea because sometimes it's a.
Yeah, so that way you get what you went there for.
Yeah.
And then the other ones you can search, and do bonus things that you find on the way. And then again, but this is something we did too, budget on spending. Even if you have the money to just spend, sometimes you're buying stuff you don't even need.
It's a great tip. And Kay would agree. Kay Campion, our financial guru, would definitely agree.
And then also with what your hack was, if you have a bucket list in the summer that you want to travel a couple of places, even more so to have a budget.
Yeah.
So then you can do 3 vacations.
Yeah.
And not just spend like crazy.
Yeah. And then you spend so much on the first 2, you never get to do the last one.
No, you don't get to enjoy it. You have money left. And then this one you can do sometimes, depending on where you're going, is a travel agent. You can let them know, saying, hey, you know what? I want to go to the Bahamas, and I want to go to Aruba, and I want to go to Japan. I don't have any time set. Could you help me?
You know what? I don't understand why we don't use travel agents more. I got to be completely honest, because that's what they do. And I don't think we don't pay a lot of extra because the travel agents get sort of paid by the airline or the vacation
or the excursions
or the cruise line
too.
or whatever.
But sometimes you can ask them what is it that they get paid on.
And they can keep an eye out for specials for you as well. Yeah. We should maybe invite a travel agent to come talk to us.
I have a few.
You have a few?
Yeah. But that helps a lot, because then you'll say you have this weekend off, and you say, you know what? I have this weekend off. I have it off, and I have nothing planned.
Yeah.
If you have a deal that comes up, let me know. And it's usually last minute, and it's a great surprise. It's a great deal.
Yeah.
And usually they're trying to fill the seats or fill the flights, so they'll throw in extra perks. Yeah. Just for booking.
You do it. You hear it, at least here in Florida. You hear mostly about it when it comes to cruises.
Well, even if it is a cruise,
but it could be for any travel.
It could be flight. It could be usually it's flight, cruise. What else? I think boat maybe. Well, boat is a cruise.
Boat
yeah,
is a cruise.
It's a cruise.
But it could be like river boats.
Yes. So if you don't have one, just reach out and see. I think we'll have to have somebody come on.
Yeah. Hey, so if you're a travel agent and you're listening,
we could do a
reach out
heels,
and maybe you can be a guest
in a high heels deal for our listeners.
Oh, bah, bah, bah.
That'd be fun. Okay. And then, do you have any questions?
No.
Comments?
I think I've had a lot of comments.
Concerns?
No.
No? Okay. So these I'll also post on the show notes. But it's going to be booking sites. So we have Hopper, Kayak, Trivago, or
Trivago.
Trivago. It's my accent. Trip.com, Priceline, Expedia, Hotwire, Cheap Tickets, and any other ones that you can think of. Booking.
Cheapo Air. Oh, what's it called? Cheap Tickets. Yeah.
Yeah, Cheap Tickets. And then you can.
There's one called Cheapo as well. I know because one of my best friends' name is Cheapo. Doesn't spell it the same way. Yeah.
So we'll and then Hotel Tonight.
Hotel Tonight.
Yes, and that one had almost like name your price, and then you can kind of see what they had to offer. Because sometimes, depending on where you're staying, I mean, with children is a little more conscious. Yeah. But sometimes if it's just your husband and yourself, you can stay somewhere for one night.
I look forward to the day when maybe we're empty nesters and we. Not that I don't love to be on vacation with my kids, but when it's just the two of us, and we'll be like, just the two of us. Let's go somewhere, and doesn't matter where we go, but whatever, that'd be fun.
You never know.
You never know.
And like I said, a travel agent is also, it could be pricey, but if you have a weekend off, just call somebody up and say, hey, what do you got? But
with when you don't have the luxury of doing being super flexible. The theme here that we carried from last week and we'll carry for next week is planning. Planning makes the punch.
That should be another shirt.
That's another shirt.
So vacationing on a budget.
Yeah.
Now you packed.
You planned your trip, and next one is going to be how you stay healthy.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Till next time.
Happy travels.
Cheers.
Cheers. Bye.